Well, hello. Welcome to a beautiful quiet morning here in equally beautiful Nova Scotia. Let me just put these tomatoes down. It's early June, about, what time is it? It's about 7 o'clock. I like to get out here nice and early because this time of year we have a black fly swarming around quite often, making a bit of a misery when you're doing your gardening. So if you get out nice and early, they're still in their bed, so there's less of a problem. But I'm bringing all my tomatoes out, and they're mostly looking good, looking in fine fettle. But I'm bringing them out because I'm hardening them off. And early June here in Nova Scotia, as I said, probably I'm a bit behind this year, but we can still get frosts up until first couple of weeks in June sometimes. But I'm hardening them off, and that's the process of sort of getting them ready for the outside, because you don't want to bring your plants, especially black fly have decided to get out of bed, so you don't want to bring them straight out. I've been growing them in the greenhouse from the start, nice and warm in there, nice and protected from the wind and any frosts, etc, etc. But I'm bringing them out now, but I don't want to bring them out too quickly and just leave them out there, because they're not going to like it. Like I said, they've been nice and protected. So therefore, what I want to do, and what you should be doing for any of your sort of plants, whether it be perennials or anything that you've been growing under cover, is to bring them out for maybe a couple of hours on the first day, and over the next 7 to 10 days just increase that time that they're out in the sun, because the sun, the difference between the sun outside the greenhouse and inside the greenhouse is quite a bit, the strength of it. So increasing that, a couple of hours first day, and then a little bit longer, and then maybe, depending on what the weather's like, we're now sort of 8 degrees at night here at the moment, and I think next week we're going up to 13 degrees, so I'm sort of happy with that. But over, from the sort of last 3 or 4 days, then you can maybe leave them out overnight if the temperature's not going to go down too much. Obviously, definitely don't leave them out if there's going to be a frost. And then, after that 10 days, you can plant them up in the position that they need to be planted up in. So there we go. Just a little video in case you're not too experienced at hardening off, and you don't want to ruin all that work we've put in the greenhouse, growing our beautiful tomatoes, getting them ready, to go outside and hopefully have a great crop. We don't want to ruin it right at the start of the outside sort of period by overwhelming them with the outside, with a breeze. It could be a cold breeze, could be a cold wind, a really bright couple of days sunshine. Leave them out in their position, that's it, they're knackered, scorched earth. So there we go, giving them a bit of a hardening off. And I'll tell you what I can see here as well, is I can see some flowers starting to form here. It's quite a young plant. I don't really want this to have flowers at this early stage. I want it to put more of its strength into getting nice, more of its effort into getting nice and strong. So there we go, there's my tomatoes. All the other plants, whether it be if I'm growing chilies outside, or a bit of a limp looking sunflower that needs to get some feed, but whether it be my sunflowers or anything like that. There's some runner beans. I think these are purple beans, but again, these have been hardening off over the last few days, and they'll be going into their plot in about another 3 or 4 days once they're fully used to it. There we go. Anyway, hardening off beginning, job's a good one. Better get out with all these black fly. See you later.